Okay. So it says convert the following complex numbers into trigonometric form, where our theta is between 0 and 2 pi. Leave your answers exact if possible, or round to the nearest hundredth. So 21, to get it into trigonometric form, basically I need to find r and theta. So r is easy, right? That's just going to be 5 squared plus negative 5 root 3 squared, all square rooted. So that's, let's see, 25 plus 25 times 3, so 75. So that comes out to be 10. Okay there? Okay. To find theta, I'm going to plot this just so I have a good picture. So I'm going to go negative 5 over and then 5 root 3 up. So this is our theta that we're looking for. To find that, I'm going to use this angle alpha. So I know theta is 180 minus alpha. And my alpha is going to be the tan inverse of the absolute value of b over a So really that simplifies down to just tan inverse of square root 3 over 1. Okay with that? I recognize this is a unit circle value. So remember, tangent is opposite over adjacent, or y over x. So really what I'm going to be looking for in my unit circle is root 3 over 2, well, 1/2 comma root 3 over 2. And I need it where the x-coordinate is negative because of the quadrant that I'm in. Is that okay there? So if I go to my unit circle and find that, I don't remember if that's 150 or if it's 120. This will tell me without having to pull up my unit circle. Oops. So it should be 120 then. So that's 120 degrees, or in radians, what is that? That's 2 pi over 3, I think. So here I say that my final answer then is 10 times cosine of 2 pi over 3 plus I sine 2 pi over 3. So I ditched doing this because I saw that the angle that I found was an exact value that I was just going to pull from the unit circle. So I ditched worrying about alpha. If you would type that into your calculator, though, and I think it would still output the 60 degrees or whatever you needed, and you shouldn't have had a problem, but you would have had to use like the exact values. Let's just double check real quick. So if I did tan inverse of square root 3, I'm in degree mode, that's good. So it does give me exactly 60, which is what we would have needed to do the 60 minus 180. And then you could have taken that answer and converted it to radians. You could have done it that way also, Ben. And that would have been fine also. Sophia, I saw your hand.
Yeah, never mind. That explains it.
Oh, okay. David?
When we're answering like the Z1 divided by Z2,
Yeah.
do you want us to answer with like the equation or with like a simplified as possible. Like,
So it would depend a little on the directions. Do you have a specific problem that you're looking at?
I was just doing 60 and I was just going to continue.
Yeah, let's look at 60 then. And we'll look at the directions there and kind of talk about that. Sure, no problem. Oops. I did this again, didn't I? Forgot to do this. Sorry, guys, at the Zoom call. I should have done that earlier. Okay, so 60 it says the directions say leave your answer in trigonometric form.
Yeah.
For that one.
Okay.
So like, all you really need to do, you have 4/3 divided by 9 times cosine of -71 minus a -193 plus I sine -71 minus -193. So that becomes 3/4, right? 4/3 times, oh no, it's 4/27 times 1/9. And then when I subtract that negative, it becomes a positive, so we have what, 122? So since it asked for trigonometric form, this is the way you'd leave your answer. If it asked for it in standard form, you would, type into your calculator like 4 divided by 27 times cosine of 122 to get the answer for that. And then the same thing for sine. And you'd write like -0.078 plus 0.126i if I asked for it in standard form.
Okay.
So, yep. So
So for 24 or 25,
uh-huh.
you just explained how to get the splits and stuff because that.
Sure.
My answer was
Okay. So if we plot this, we have 6, 8. So it's like right here is our theta. You good with that? The R we got was 10, right? And theta is just tan inverse of 8/e. If I reduce that down, that's 4/3, but that's still not a unit circle value. So this one is going to be straight to the calculator. So tangent inverse of 4/3.
Wait, why is it
8/3 or 8/6 is reduced to 4/3. But I don't want the degree measure because the directions are asking for a radian value. So I'm just going to convert my calculator to radian mode before I press enter. So there's my value for radians is 0.927. So just say 10 cosine 0.927 plus I sine 0.927.
Okay, so the difference is 50.
I mean, you could have had your calculator in degrees, but then you would have had to convert that angle measure into radians, which would have been fine. You can do that by hand if you want by multiplying by like pi over 180.
Okay, so it's just what I'm going to ask.
Yeah, so you have to pay attention to what form the problem is asking. It's asking for your angle measures to be in radians as opposed to degrees. So you probably found the correct angle. You just probably reported it in degrees instead of radians, which, not that big of a deal. Although not correct, because you didn't follow directions. But you had the right answer, it sounded like. What else you guys want to talk about? You just need me to get out of your way and let you work? I mean, whatever, I'll do whatever you need me to. It's not a big deal. Allie. 44. What are we doing here? The product using FOIL, and then leave our answers in standard form. Okay. Oops. My goodness. 44. So I have 2 times 1 minus I square root 3. And it wanted my answer in standard form, is that right? Yeah, exact answers in standard form. Okay. So foiling. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times I root 3 is negative 2I times 1 is, or 3I times 1 is negative 3I. And then negative 3I times that is going to be, so far so good. I know I squared is equal to negative 1. So I have that. And now I just need to kind of clean things up a little bit. So this is because the 2 doesn't have a root attached to it, so I really can't do anything better than there. But I'm going to put them in a parenthesis just to indicate that this is like my A. And then these guys need to go together. And again, they're not like terms because the 3I doesn't have a root 3 attached to it. And that's like my B. And I wrote it with a minus sign in between them because both of those pieces were negative. You could put plus and then make both of them negative. That would be fine also. So you just kind of like factored the I out is all I did. And I think that's as good as you can do. Does that look like what was on the answer key? Oh, the answer, you couldn't see the answers for this one because it was an even. But I think that's, I'm sure, what I was looking for there. Do I have the answers for this somewhere? Thought I did. Here we go. Let's just double check to make sure I didn't do any weirdo factoring thing on this that I thought would be me trying to be tricky or whatever. Nope, that's what we got. Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else, my dudes? Not right now, anyways. Okay. If you change your mind, you can always come up and talk to me individually. That's super cool. No big deal. Those